Mr. Mattia, where did you meet Miss Hoffman?
At Whittier Hills Baptist Church.
When?
It was about February 2013.
Were you a regular at the church?
Yes.
Was Miss Hoffman a regular at the church?
Yeah, she'd been. Actually, I met her like a year before, but we just got to be friends in February. She'd been going there since, say, a year, so from 2012.
At what point did you decide to help her out because she needed some dental work, some cosmetic dental work?
She got in a car accident in I think November 2012, and she had her front two teeth knocked out. And I was one of the head people at the church in the cold weather shelter program, and I was combining with her, and she had no teeth, and she's saying how she wanted to go back to her job at Costco, and it's a demonstration job, and she felt too embarrassed. And I was getting Social Security, so I said, okay, I only got so much money, but let's see if I can help you
That's
with...
not how it happened. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh man, we're already off to a great start. Look at this face. It's like she can't wait to change to tell her side of the story. So much so that she's telling it with her face in a way that just makes Judge Judy not happy. But I'm happy you're here. That you're here watching another Joe Pardo's Education here on the Joe Pardo channel. And being a part of the super community, it is an absolute pleasure. So we're watching some Judge Judy today. It's always kind of fun. It's a different kind of take and everything. But when people aren't able to allow other people to tell their side of the story, even if you believe that the truth that you're about to say is the truth, right? You still run into the issue of other people got to believe that, right? There's what was from Training Day, like there's what you know, and then there's what really happened, and then there's what you know. Oh man, I need to look up that quote. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, and that is a quote to live by. Man, Training Day. So they just re-released that as a remaster, which is I haven't had a chance to go back and rewatch it. But classic movie that I watched several times back when it came out and years later. Just phenomenal. Lots of great quotes, lots of great times. So so we're gonna check out one of your comments from the super community from down below. So leave some comments down there. I'll get you in at the end of these videos. And let's get back to James and Meredith and see who's telling the truth here.
Anyway, and I go, okay, we'll see what we can do. And so I took her to this dentist where I went to, and the guy told me it'd be a total of $1,650. And
well, that's what your lawsuit is about. So according to you, you paid for Miss Hoffman's dental work, and you want her to pay you back. That's what it's about.
Yes, miss. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Your Honor, I did meet him a couple years ago. I was at at church. I was at the beginning point in my life.
I don't care about your life. I want to know about your dental work.
Oh, come on there, Judge Judy. Like, you're right. You don't care about... That's a terrible thing to say. I mean, like everybody laughs. I'm laughing. You're laughing. Hopefully, you're laughing. But that's not a great thing. But she Meredith is trying to win some brownie points here by giving some more background and trying to humification herself. Make herself human and her story more real and pull in more sympathy. Not saying she's right or wrong or whose story. Look, there's the one side, the other side, and the truth is always in the middle. Don't forget that, right? They say believe like half of what you hear and not half of what you see and none of what you hear and half of what you see. The thing about that is now we have deep fakes and videos. Audio is super deep faked at this point. It's hard to believe in almost anything. Like, you think something's real, you got to just kind of like take it as another input, and then you kind of process it, and you go with what's in front of you. You can't believe almost anything at this point.
Okay, honestly, it was never an agreement for me to pay him back. At that time in my life, I had no job. I had nothing. We were on the way to my home in his vehicle, and he said, What were
you doing in his car?
I think we were coming back from a class from church. He was driving me home. And he said, all of a sudden, he brought my teeth up. And yeah, I was embarrassed with my teeth chipped the way they were. And he said he wanted to help me. I said, why why would you do this? Why? I have no job. I have no way to pay you back. He said, because you need your teeth. I said, why though? Like, I can't take that from you. And he said, God will help you, because God has blessed me, so God will bless you. And at that time, he offered to pay for my teeth because I had no job.
So he did, in fact, pay for your teeth. Did you?
Part of it.
Part of it. How much did you pay for?
$700.
And how much was the whole job?
About $1,900.
How were you supporting yourself then?
I was just looking for work.
That's not how you were supporting yourself, Miss Hoffman.
I really
think it has to come out naturally, Miss Hoffman. How were you supporting yourself?
I wasn't really.
He was driving you home. To what home?
Some halfway place that I had gotten into for a short period of my life.
How were you supporting yourself?
I wasn't.
Where did you get the $700 to pay for your
tax
teeth?
return, and my dad helped me with some of it.
Where are you working now?
I have 2 jobs.
Where?
It's called the Chicken Box.
And?
In La Habra.
No, and you said you have 2 jobs.
McDonald's.
Okay, so you.
Hey, ding, ding. There's nothing wrong. Look, was working at McDonald's, right? You know, when you're, you know, I think it's admirable to seek out church as an opportunity to find something that you're missing in your life. And if she, you know, I mean, she says halfway out the house. I guess that means, like, was she coming out of jail or something that, you know, some kind of corrections thing? I guess it's not a great look to be talking about that to Judge Judy, but you're kind of, when you keep talking around things, you're really setting the table there for a disaster. $700 is a lot of money when you don't have money, right? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And you know, to me, yeah, having chipped teeth is not great, but you know, needing almost $2,000 to fix said teeth is a big ask of people, right? And I feel like, you know, if Meredith needed it and, you know, she's going to the church, they could do like a collection thing. I mean, we've had I did a podcast interview with somebody who needed her name's Lori, and you can actually go to joepardo.com and search for Lori Foster on there. And at the time, she needed a new wheelchair. Her wheelchair was causing the fuses in her back to be separated, and she was not in a good place at all. And I vaguely remember how I got hooked up with her through Facebook. We did an interview on my podcast back in like 2014. I want to say it was 2014. And then we only, you know, with the podcast, we raised maybe $800, $900 or something like that. But her church found out that she needed a wheelchair from that interview and raised all of the money that she needed for an ergonomic wheelchair. And she ultimately didn't even need that wheelchair because she went on to be inspired to run a race. She ran a Spartan race, a 5K. She brought the wheelchair, ended up not even needing the wheelchair because she started working out, and she just completely like turned her whole life upside down, and ultimately never even ended up needing the chair. I think she ended up, she held on to it for a while. I think she was scared that she would need it. But ultimately, I think she ended up donating the chair to somebody else who needed it. But yeah, like it, you know, that's the kind of stuff like she needed it for a time, but then just got that motivation, take those steps, lost a bunch of weight, didn't need the wheelchair anymore. And really got into really amazing shape, working out of a gym. But yeah, so I think that having that network, that community to be able to lean into and have an opportunity to to raise a bunch of money. I mean, when you're talking about like that much money, that's a lot of money for one person to give up.
In fast food, 2 different jobs, 2 different shifts, none of them full-time, but make up a full-time job.
Not really, because I only made $100 in 2 weeks at McDonald's. So my last paycheck.
So how are you supporting yourself?
I make ends meet.
Okay. Now, Mr. Mater.
Yes.
She did. She could have. She could have kept pushing. She kept pushing. She wants. I don't care about your life. Everybody laughs. How are you making ends meet? How you doing it? But you know, shout out to Meredith for doing two jobs and but $100 in 2 weeks at McDonald's. Like, what are you working, like 4 hours, 5 hours, across, like 10 hours across 2 weeks, 5 hours a week? I mean, that's doesn't even seem like it would make sense. I think it's time to look for something else.
Yes.
Have you ever paid for anybody's dental work before?
No.
How old are you?
60.
60.
Yeah.
How old is Miss Hoffman?
32.
33, Your Honor.
Let me tell you how this all came about. See how she lost her teeth. She was walking.
I don't care.
Okay.
How she lost her
How
teeth.
it came about is he got mad when I refused to pay him in sex. And that's how this came about. So when I wouldn't give him sex, he served me.
I want to know, Mr. Mater.
Yes.
You've been involved with your church for a long time.
Yes, miss.
You're going to give me the name of the last needy person in your church that you gave money to.
James Chambers,
And what did you give James Chambers money for?
for the house that she was staying in.
What does that mean for the house she was staying in?
We have a home, and it's for girls, for family, ladies that can't, they need a place to stay. And so she was staying there, so I gave them some money. But that was back
You
in
gave them some money?
For me?
Yeah.
For what?
charity.
Because that's where she was staying.
Yes. So they have money for food and money for rent.
This is new to me.
Mr. Mater.
Yes, miss.
Oh my gosh, this is not all right. This ain't looking so hot. This ain't looking so good. Okay, so it wasn't a traditional halfway house, I guess. Just a sponsored house through the church. And yeah, it ain't looking too good there. I mean, that's a bold claim. I feel like Meredith probably could have led with that, and maybe it would have, changed the direction of the conversation.
I want you to tell me, sir, you got a couple of seconds to convince me why this was a loan that you made to Miss
Okay,
Hoffman.
the exact thing. See, when she got hit by the car, she was going to sue the people that hit her. That's what she told me. She goes, okay, Jim, I got a big law settlement coming. I'm suing the lady that hit me. And she goes, and besides that, my dad's a millionaire. He's got money, and we're going to get the money. And she goes, and I'm getting an income tax check back. And she goes, here, give me your address, and I'll have it sent to your address, so that way you'll get it. But the check never came. And to find out what the truth was about why she got hit by a car, because she gave a phony $20 bill to the cab driver, and the cab driver was yelling at her, and a probation officer went and hit her. And that's what the truth was.
I never.
A probation. It just gets weirder and weirder. Look, you never give money that you can't afford to just not get back, right? I don't think, and James should know, being 6 years old, should know, like, well, that, right? You don't give money that you can't afford to just not ever get back. And B, if somebody's like, oh, I'm going to put your address down to send the check to for my income taxes, that's a bit much. That's a bit weird, right? Like, I don't think I would want that. I would say, no, you bring the money to me when you get the check, you bring the money to me. And the weight of the responsibility of the obligation should be enough for that transaction to happen, if you have enough faith that you maybe will get the money back. But at the end of the day, James also knows about her situation because he donated earlier, said he donated to the house that she was living in, right? So why even ask for the money back? It's not looking great.
Said my dad would give you the money.
When did you find this out about how she got hit by the car? Before? Listen to me. Before or after?
No, she told me about it before, but then when she got the papers from the court, then I found out the truth. What it was is it was about she did some illegal stuff.
Just a second. Was that before or after you gave the dentist the money?
About her getting the settlement?
No. About the other court problems that she had.
Oh, afterwards, yeah. About her, the legal stuff, yeah.
And how did you find that out?
We got to be pretty good friends, and she showed me the paper. She said, look, Jim, here's my court docket, and I read it, and it said about how that phony money was involved. So I said, you ain't ever going to collect. And then after that, then she said, if you get me the money, I can start working at Costco, and I really want the job bad, and I can pay you back. And the agreement was she's supposed to pay me back $100 a month.
When did she make that agreement that she would pay you
In
back?
February.
You have any proof of that, sir?
Agreement? No, but I got the bill from
You
the
probably
dentist.
wrote that on the way here.
I don't want you to say.
But here's the phone number.
I just like you're making it worse for yourself, man. This is like a story that just gets weirder and weirder, and that's why we're doing it, okay? Because I think that this kind of stuff, there's so many lessons to pull out from here, regardless of how real or unreal any of this actually is. But I think, I don't know. I think at this point, I would just throw it out and be like, nobody's getting any money. Like, this is ridiculous. Jim, you can't be giving out money that you can't afford to not get back. And maybe not, maybe the thing asking for sex is, I hope it's not real, Jim. Remember, you're on national TV here, syndicated on reruns forever, and getting this claim thrown at you, and you didn't even like bat an eye at it. Like it didn't seem to me like you even tried to deny. You just rolled on.
And the guy's signature and their logo from the dentist.
I believe that you paid the dentist. I don't question the fact, neither does she, that you paid the dentist. So the question is, did she make an arrangement with you to pay you back?
Yes, when we paid it in April, she goes, okay, I'm getting a settlement real soon, and I'll be able to pay you. And then it went on, month went by, and then she comes up with this paper saying, Jim, and then she was afraid to go and try to take the people to court, because what it was a probation officer that ran her over. And then that's when I found out I just got scammed.
Wow.
Just settlements never happen fast. It's never happens fast. And if it is a probation officer, that is depending on if where you are at the time in which what district or whatever that person works out of. It could be it could be difficult. They take care of their own a lot. So and even if they want to do somebody wants somebody to do the right thing, they could just draw it out and draw it out and draw it out.
He's making things up. I mean, if he wants my teeth back, I can give them back to him, Your Honor.
1460, judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step
It's
Wow.
because I wouldn't give him sex.
He didn't say how much I helped her and saying that thing about sex.
And when I wouldn't give him sex, that's when he decided to serve me.
That was ridiculous.
I am thankful that he helped me out.
She's just saying that to make herself look good.
And I did start trying to give him a little money here and there.
She's just a hurt person.
Every time he would make moves at me, just to get him to back off.
It's no problem me helping her again.
So it would just be best if we parted ways.
Can I just say real quick, this tree behind her looks fake as anything. It's just weird to put that back there. Anyway, I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Pratham, did I say it right? I hope I said it right. Hey Joe, love your videos, man. I really, you really helping a lot in understanding the business, which is helpful. Keep it up, buddy. I appreciate you, Pratham, being a part of the super community. I'm glad that these videos are helpful to you in learning business, learning all kinds of things. We're we're talking about life, right? We're talking about business. We're talking about people and relationships and time, energy, and money, and the best way to use those efficiently in your life and in your team's life and in your family's life. So I appreciate you, Pratham, for being here with us. Anyway, I'll see you in one of these 2 videos over here. Take care and go be super.